G'day, my name's Mark. I like to make furniture out of recycled timber, mostly pallets. This one's actually a combination. It's all pallet wood across the top and some Tassie oak supplied by the client for this one. This is the third final full build video. The first one is all about how I make these big slabs. The second one is putting it together, but mostly concentrating on these box joints. Okay, so sticker sponsor shout out is Ryan from Oz Sawdust Makers. He's another Aussie legend. He's got a great beard. Check him out on YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, everywhere. He's a good bloke, great supporter. Love you, mate.
What you need to do is push every second piece down so it lines up with that pencil line.
This is the bench top seat. I'm not doing any biscuits on this one. I've got more than enough clamps and this distance is more than enough for me to handle and get all these seated nicely visually, basically. And again, there's more than enough gluing surface to hold this all together. It doesn't need the biscuits. This one's side number 2. I've reset up my clamping jig that's underneath there. I've done a test run to make sure all the box joints pull in nicely. I know that it's going to slide in just that little bit better, or easier, once the glue goes on. All right, so we're ready to rock and roll for this one. I'm all out of this size Tassie oak now, so what I'm going to do is laminate all this other stuff that I've got together to work on the end pieces of the benches. I've also got all these thin strips, so I'm going to laminate all those together as well, just for a little bit of a decorative piece on the end of the benches. So, got to use everything I can. Okay, I'm going to do the framework now to give this tabletop some support and make the overall table a little bit more rigid. Here is that red gum, I think it's red gum, that I've laminated together. Then I've got the Tassie oak that you'll see from the outside edge. What I am going to do is just chuck a little chamfer on that bottom edge just to look after little fingers and the like, and it looks pretty cool. Huh. That's some woodworky business right there. I'll tell you, does putting a chamfer on a piece of wood just make you, feel warm and fuzzy on the inside? Oh, I love it. I'll tell you what though, what someone needs to invent is some sort of, I don't know, table where the router sits there and you don't have to hold it up. So, I don't know, and you could slide the wood across. Now that's going to be the next big thing. You heard it here first. Okay, so here's the framework I'm going to go with. I'm going to screw all this down independently of each other. So if it does move a little bit, then that's okay. But what I've achieved is a nice chunky profile from the outside with that Tassie oak veneer, which that looks pretty cool. So I'll now go ahead and clean all this up, get it all down, give it a coat of paint, and then I'll be pretty much done on the underside, and I can get going on the top, which just needs a clean up. And where is it? Fix one of these up because it's not square. All right, this one's for you, Juliet Phillips, Peter Beasley.
Check square.
All right, I'm just going to flip this upside down, but I'm just going to show you that all the weight is going to go on this box joints on the edge. I've had that asked a couple of times since that last video. You'll see that it's pretty strong. Oh, all right, so I've got this one rule. If I can't move it around the shop, I don't make it. Doesn't mean once it's finished I won't get some help getting it out of the shop, because no one wants to see their pull-through valve end up on the floor, obviously. Okay, I got the two ends on the bench now. I did start doing it one end at a time, but I want to be able to work on this tomorrow, so I really needed to come up with a bit of a rig to get both ends clamped together. So I've just, again, joined the clamps in the middle. I've just got the bench hanging over so I can still get that 90 degree on there, hold that into position, and then the clamps on the end. So all right, that was complete freehand. Then I'll just take the rest off with the belt sander. That works for me. All right, clearly I poured out way too much. Shit happens. I guess the bonus of being a little bit loose on the old finish is it's really getting pushed down into all those little cracks. I really want this stuff sealed off perfectly, just so no moisture gets in amongst those pallet wood laminations. So again, I'm using a pretty liberal amount of finish here, so I am pushing it down into all those little cracks. This is probably going to get about 3 coats, and I find that 3 coats, it's probably just enough to keep the pallet haters away. And you know, it'll keep it nice and waterproof. You'll be able to clean it off and all that good stuff. Thanks again to everyone who has been supporting the channel in all the ways that you know how. It's really cool. It's really helped me out. It's helping to grow, and that's a cool thing. Appreciate it. Legends.